Do not fear. Jesus is more powerful than all hell. At the invocation of his name every knee in heaven, on earth and in hell must bend before Jesus. This is a consolation for the good and terror for evil. When you are exposed to any trial, be it physical or moral, bodily or spiritual, the best remedy is the thought of him who is our life, and not think of the one without joining to it the thought of the other. Remember that it is not feeling of guilt that constitutes sin but the consent to sin. Only the free will is capable of good or evil. But when the will sighs under the trial of the tempter and does not will what is presented to it, there is not only no fault but there is virtue. Always live under the eyes of the Good Shepherd and you will walk unharmed through evil pastures. You must remember that you have in heaven, not only a father but also a mother. Let us then have recourse to Mary. She is all sweetness, mercy, goodness and love for us because she is our mother. To doubt is the greatest insult to the divinity. Walk in the way of the Lord with simplicity and do not torment your spirit. You must hate your defects but with a quiet hate, not troublesome and restless. The sublime degree of humility is not only to recognize one's own abjection but to love it. I have chosen, says the prophet, to be abject in the house of God rather than to dwell in the houses of sinners. A good heart is always strong, it suffers, but with tears it is consoled by sacrificing itself for its neighbor and for God. God enriches the soul which empties itself of everything. The life of a Christian is nothing but a perpetual struggle against self. There is no flowering of the soul to the beauty of its perfection except at the price of pain. He who attaches himself to the earth remains attached to it. It is by violence that we must leave it. It is better to detach oneself a little at a time, rather than all at once. Let us always think of heaven. Let us bind ourselves tightly to the sorrowful heart of our Heavenly Mother and reflect on its boundless grief of how precious is our soul. If we are calm and persevering, we shall find not only ourselves, but our souls, and with that, God Himself. Love and fear must go united together. Fear without love becomes cowardice. Love without fear becomes presumption. When there is love without fear, love runs without prudence and without restraint, without taking care where it is going. Time spent in honor of God and for the salvation of souls is never badly spent. Do you not see the Madonna always beside the tabernacle? You must have boundless faith in the divine goodness, for the victory is absolutely certain.